Hi, Andy. Hi, Iain. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Andy, just what are your early thoughts on the win and the performance?
Oh, delighted to get the win, obviously. It matters to us when we play at the Aviva, you know, so it means a lot to get the win, and probably more so because of the three lads that were making the debut. You know, they're able to look back in the future on a nice memory that's got a big W at the side of it. So pleased to do that, and obviously get up and running with a victory is nice, but I think we all know really that it was a bit clunky, to say the least at times, as in some really good stuff as far as possession's concerned and opportunities to convert were there in spades, but we wasn't patient enough to be able to convert that. So I think that's the moral of the story, really.
There were obviously a few knocks: Jack Conan, Craig Casey, and Jimmy O'Brien. Any early indication as to how serious they are?
They seem not too bad. Jimmy's shoulders shut down a little bit. There's something that he's had in the past there. Jack lost power in his foot, seems okay, and Craig had a tight back which was making his hamstring cramp, so taking off with precaution more than anything.
And just finally, you said it was a bit clunky. What pleased you about the performance?
Well, obviously some of the individual performances were great, you know, to see where people are at. Again, having the opportunity, I mean, the possession that we had in the first half especially, you know, the pressure that we put on Italy, they couldn't get out of their own half, so we obviously doing something right, you know, but again, converting those has to be key for us going forward. Having said that, I thought they were strong, certainly defensively, and as far as the breakdown is concerned, they put a lot of pressure on there, so they've learned us a few things going forward in that regard as well. And as far as the set piece stuff's concerned, when we got into good positions, you know, I think we can have a look at that and convert a few more chances, but obviously Italy defended those mauls pretty well as well.
Thanks. Ashley?
Yeah. Andy, how did you feel that Jack Crowley done at 10 tonight?
He did well. I mean, you know, I thought he certainly in the first half he controlled the game very well. I didn't think he overplayed too much. He looked composed enough. There's a few things that we'll chat about during the week that will help his performance, but he'll be glad to get that one done. Another experience where he's started at 10, and this time he's been able to run the week, etc. So he'll gain massive confidence from that.
And Kieran Frawley come on then in the second half. He's obviously someone that's in your thoughts.
Well, obviously, else he wouldn't be here, you know. Yeah, I mean, we'll have a look at the performances of the two of them playing together. You know, we try and get two ball players playing together. Whether that came into fruition or not, I'm not too sure at this moment in time. I think we started the second half pretty poorly, really, and didn't really get going for a while there. So we'll have to look at that as well.
And Iain, for you, what was it like to lead out the country today?
Yeah, obviously, massive privilege, and Fast touched on there, especially to be able to lead out for those three guys getting their first caps, and that was something we put a focus on as players to make sure that we could get the W beside their first cap, and I thought the guys a lot of the times out there were nice and calm. They looked after things, but we let too much ball go in that first half. We probably left a huge amount out there, but at times I thought for our first game out there was some positive stuff as well.
Thanks, Gavin. Iain, proud day for BRA in Belfast. I wonder what you thought Tom Stewart's performance and what he's brought in his time over the summer so far as well.
Yeah, look, obviously Tom's been outstanding for Ulster over the last season or two. I've first he popped up my radar his last few years at school, and obviously he had a few frustrating seasons with injury, but to see him come in and to be given the opportunity to come in and train over the last couple of campaigns and be away with Emerging Ireland and really put his hand up and show that he has the ability to play this top standard of rugby. I thought he came on, he had a few good carries there. I think in camp he's really slotted in well when he's had opportunities to perform in training. He's taken them, and I think, like I said about Joe out there as well, that both those guys have really exciting futures ahead of them in the green jersey.
Andy, a lot of us hoping Jake Stockdale's going to recapture his best form. What did you make of this performance tonight?
A lot of good, and some bits that he'll hope to tidy up. It's 2 years, isn't it, from his last start? So it would have been a big day for Jacob. He'll be better off for the experience, that's for sure.
Thanks. Final questions, and I'll let Iain go. Ruth.
Iain, just how good was it to be back out there after the injuries you've had, and how much did you enjoy the responsibilities this week of captain?
Yeah, look, to get back out there, last game was obviously in the Six Nations, second last game in the Six Nations, so to get out there and playing for Ireland was a huge bonus, but to get playing again was brilliant. Captain and those bunch of lads there, they make it all so easy for me. There's leaders scattered throughout that entire squad, and playing with players like Earlsey and Keelan Doris, Rob Herring, all those guys are, the team practically leads itself, and I just try and steer it a wee bit. A load of those guys make it easy for me, and I hope the first cappers enjoyed their experience, and they made it easy for me to enjoy it as well.
And Andy, just how important is Iain's leadership, especially with Johnny being out at the moment?
Oh, it's priceless. I mean, I wasn't on the field, so I don't know what he was saying, but I was watching the game and seeing how he was leading by his actions. I thought he's had a great pre-season so far, and obviously we've got another 4 or 5 weeks of that to go, so he looks in great shape. I thought he played his weight. He was a handful going forward. His work rate was top class, and then when you've got your leader putting in a shift like that, it inspires the other people to do the same, and Joe was at the side of him and not far behind him as well, as far as all the rest of the stuff. And then so that was great. And I think the moral of the story is that there's a few good performances there. I mean, Iain talking about Tom Stewart as well. I think there's a similarity there in regards to Joe and Tom. They weren't going out there tonight trying with an attitude of hoping that they went all right. They tried to make it happen, and young kids with attitudes like that are going to go places pretty quickly.
Thanks. Final question for this section, Ed.
Andy, can I ask you about Kevin Doris's performance? He was obviously
I'm sick of him getting man of the match. Sick of him.
in a slightly different role tonight with 2 tries, and he let's say, got man of the match. What do you think of his performance overall?
Well, he just keeps getting better and better. I mean, we all know he's good at jackling and good over the ball, and I don't know whether he took that through the roof because he had a number 7 on his back, but he epitomises what we're trying to do as far as the player being in control of his own thoughts, his own mind, etc. And it doesn't really matter whether he makes a mistake or 2. He just gets on with the next job the whole time, and just being himself. And he's growing the whole time, not just in the way that he's playing. He's obviously playing extremely well, but he's certainly growing as far as his leadership role is concerned as well. So he's coming on leaps and bounds.
Thanks everyone. Iain, thank you very much.